All right, guys. So today we took a trade. We passed an account. And again, I'm doing this 90-day documentary where I'm just starting off with one or two accounts. Gonna get a payout, reinvest that, aim for more accounts, and then try to aim for a goal. Majority of y'all probably already know the goal, but it is one of the goals where I do have that goal in my whiteboard over there. I'm trying to cover it up or like keep it out of the frame. Um, but yeah, that's one of my goals. And another thing too is like I took a trade, but I lost on this account, and we basically blew the account. And I'm going over that right now. I was recording a previous video, but I was just, I don't know, I was like all over the place. I won't lie to you. There's a lot of stuff going on, but I'm gonna go over it again. Didn't really go over everything, but first things first, we passed an account. Took us 2 days to pass an account. We reached a 3K balance. Now imagine you're on a funded account and you're able to reach a 3K balance in 2 days like that. Boom. And then you get your payout with winning days, or maybe you reach the max payout cap by catching like two more little or like three more winning days of like 300, and then boom, you're good. You know how crazy that is? In 5 days you basically get an account, but it's not guaranteed. Not every day is a trading day. That's one thing you have to realize, and that's how you realize that is by looking at the economic calendar. And yeah, so we're gonna go over the trade, and then we're gonna show you guys the trade that basically banked us for the account. So if we go on the 1 minute time frame, this is the the trade we took right here. I was basically going over like this is a really good trade, but we just got stopped out really early, break even. All right, like I was saying, guys, this was the first trade I took, and one of the biggest reasons why I lost the other account, even though being up 1%, was again I entered a little bit prematurely. Using the order flow, I saw that we were, ETH's volume profile, we were below the value area, and I thought to myself, from a logical standpoint, if we're going to go back into value, we're probably going to reach up into the 5-minute CB. Sellers are going to be aggressive. So if we're going to be bearish, we're going to reach up into here and then make a 1-minute inversion and probably disrespect this and continue lower. And that exactly happened. So as you can see here, we reached up into the 5-minute PDRA. This should have been the break-even point, but my stop loss was too tight. So we entered up here. The market came down, stopped me out. Stop loss should have been at least at the rejection block low, if not at this low. And again, it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. I accepted the risk as soon as I entered the trade, and then eventually I got stopped out. And then eventually, once we, basically blew this account right here, we went to the other one and we took this trade, and then we also took this trade right here. So this trade right here never worked out, and it went and hit me break even. So again, I entered right here, market pushed up, I went break even at the 5-minute CB, like I said. And then the market came down. I was like, all right, if we're going to be bearish, we're going to make this inverse, and then we're probably going to disrespect this 1-minute, bullish inversion. And we're going to continue to the downside and make a bearish inversion for value gap, break below these lows, target lower prices. But again, we swept an external objective. And we're also having like this internal sweep from this low. And I thought to myself, if we hold here, I can always get a re-entry, enter again with lower size, and aim for a bigger stop loss. Aim for a bigger stop loss and a bigger take profit. And that's basically essentially what happened. So this one, the 1 minute basically held, the 1-minute inversion also held, and then we pushed up higher into the 5-minute CB, made it inverse. So we entered right around here. If we go to the 5-minute PDR, you can see we're damn near about to make it inverse. We're at what, 9:52. We got 3 minutes. Very high likelihood that we are going to make it inverse with all these PDRAs, and then we also have our stop loss at this low right here. So it's an intermediate term low. You don't want to see this low get swept. You want to see this low hold. Market pushes up, reach the break even point. We go break even, and then we meet the objective pretty soon. So that was pretty much the trade. Again, sellers were in control majority of the early opening of the session, pushing down lower. Again, what does this look like? A Judah swing. Judah swing. Sellers lose control. Selling balance doesn't hold. Buying balance holds. You just want to wait for what participants to show you where the market is going, but also using the framework from ICT. Like from ICT's perspective is we're moving down lower. We're sweeping. What is the market likely going to do? It's going to rebalance itself out and then push up higher. And that's essentially what happened here. So that is pretty much really it. Now just activate the account. You see here we had an opening range gap too, and the market is just aiming to fill the opening range gap from the previous session. And we did reach up into the quadrant of, I think, 25%, if I'm being truly honest. Right here, yeah, we reached up into the 0.25, and then we're close to the reaching the 0.50, but we never did. And then that was pretty much really it. The trade played out. This account is cooked, even though we had a good run on it. This is the thing about combines. A lot of y'all want to be on combines for super long. The whole point of a combine, in my honest opinion, is to pass it as soon as possible and to get out of the combine, because then you can't really make progress on a combine. If I'm being truly honest, if you know your system works, if you know you're profitable, you've gotten payouts before, the combine should never be an issue. It should really be your psychology, and in terms of following your system, following your rules, being disciplined, being patient, sticking to your strategy. That's the main thing. On a combine, if you really want to pass it as soon as possible, wait for the highest quality setup. If you want to pass it like in 1 or 2 days like that, doom, 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 I'm not condoning this, but I'm just saying, like, take high quality setups that you would usually take. Or like take high quality setups that you know have a higher chance of like playing out. But if you want to wait past it like in 1 or 2 trades, even though the days are not going to be consecutive, wait for the highest quality setup. Wait for the market to show you something super simple. And that's kind of what happened today. So that's pretty much really it. Super high probability setup, letting it run, letting the market form, all that price delivery to then eventually form the Judah swing, push up higher, sweeping all this sell side. Sellers were trying to push down lower, didn't. Value area low at the daily profile. You can see that there. Market was showing participants did not want to continue lower. And the big trades, again, same thing there. Just indicating like, hey, if we're not going to hold, the sellers are going to get absorbed. And you can probably see it on the footprint too. You can see the volume and the delta here. Bearish, bullish, bullish. Buyers are in control. Buyers are in control. Buyers are in control to push above here. But in all the reality, I don't really use the footprint, even though I should. I really just use the charts with volume profile and the TPO charts. But that was pretty much really it. Not much else to it, honestly. And yeah, that's really it. The framework was there, logic was there. Same thing with ES pushing up higher and YM pushing up higher. NQ is gonna go. NQ is gonna go follow up, even though it doesn't have to go all the way to break above, those highs, range highs and all that. But it's gonna just have a little burst, and that's kind of what I'm trying to catch here. So it's pretty much really it. Gonna go and do what I gotta do. Peace.